Hi, my name is Mike Turner. I've developed a set of rules. I call them my 10 must-follow rules for beating the market. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about rule number 3. This is a very, very important rule. Rule number 3 is to trade like a technician. If rule number 1 tells you what to buy, rule number 3 tells you when to buy. And here's what I mean by that. I have a very simple technical approach to charting stocks. And I'm a big believer in using technicals to help you determine the timing of getting into and out of the market. Now I'm going to talk more about that timing in rule number 10 when I really get into timing the market. But understand this, that a stock will tell you whether or not it's in an uptrend or a downtrend, and there's a way to track that. In fact, we'll pull up a slide here and I'll show you exactly what I mean by the chart and how it moves up on a trend or down in a trend. And what I like to do is I like to use what's called a 10-week moving average. And the thing that's a little bit different about my 10-week moving average is that I shift it forward in time about 3 weeks. And that's just kind of like moving that trend line, which, as you can see on this chart, it's the blue line. It moves forward in time about 3 weeks. And when a stock's week ending close crosses that trend line to the upside, it gives a buy signal. When it crosses that trend line to the downside, it gives a short sell signal. But that's not near all there is to a technical analysis, not the way I use it. I like to look at things like the industry and the sector and know whether or not that they are moving up or not. After all, keep this in mind, that 50% of a stock's price is tied to its sector and its industry. And if that's true, it's always a great idea to know whether that industry is moving up and that sector is moving up if your stock is moving up. And that's what I like to do. I like to have as many of the technical elements of a stock moving in my favor. So I take rule number 1, and it tells me what stocks I might want to consider, but not when to buy. In rule number 3, it gives me that buy point, is exactly when to get in. Now in rule number 4, probably the most important rule in the 10 rules tells you when to get out. And I'll get into that in more detail in a moment in this next presentation. But right now I want you to think about the technical side and know this, that you want to be able to, and it doesn't matter to me whether you use my technical analysis or you use your own. But what's important here is that you use fundamentals to tell you what, you use technicals to tell you when. And you want to have some type of trend line that will give you an idea as to whether or not that stock is moving up or moving down before you get into it.